Satatam kirtayanto mam Tantascha dhrudavrata Namasyantascha mam bhaktya Nitya yukta upasate. So, satatam, always, kirtayanta, chanting, about me, kirtanta, fully endeavoring, cha, also, dhridavrata, with determination, namasyanta, offering obeisances, cha, and me, bhaktya, in devotion, nitya yukta, perpetually engaged, upasate, worship. Translation, forward by Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination, bowing down before me, these great souls perpetually worship me with devotion. Please repeat.
Okay. Always chanting my glories. Okay, sorry.
You can read whole thing.
Only the purport or
Translation.
okay. Always chanting my glories, endeavoring me with great determination, bowing down before me, these great souls perpetually worship me with devotion.
Someone else can read.
Always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination, bowing down before me, these great souls perpetually worship me with devotion.
Yes. Now all together.
Always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination, bowing down unto before me. These great souls perpetually worship me with devotion.
Now who wants to read purport? First paragraph.
The Mahatma cannot be manufactured by rubber stamping, an ordinary man. His symptoms are described here. A Mahatma is always engaged in chanting the glories of Supreme Lord Krishna, the personality of Godhead. He has no other business. He is always engaged in the glorification of the Lord. In other words, he is not an impersonalist. When the question of glorification is there, one has to glorify the Supreme Lord, praising His holy names, His eternal form, His transcendental qualities, and His uncommon pastimes. One has to glorify all these things, therefore a Mahatma is attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Om Agyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurudmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manovishtam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Tata Mayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeyam Shri Guru Shri Udapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamstra Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Saganaraganatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanditam Sra Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Tarupyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Hare Krishna. So we ask for all of the blessings of the devotees to try to discuss one verse of Bhagavad Gita as it is. We have a beautiful section here in the 9th chapter, and this is explaining the most confidential knowledge. So we're learning a lot of knowledge, especially in school, many students, right? So many things, and let me tell you, this is the secret knowledge. How to get the most money. This is the business secret. This is an IT secret. This is a secret code. Secret mantra. We can teach you. All different kinds of knowledges. There's secret knowledge. But here we are hearing the most confidential knowledge. So that's something that they won't teach you, unfortunately, in your class at the university, unless you go to a spiritual college. I got to go. So this is the qualities of a Mahatma. Mahatma is a great soul. So most confidential knowledge, it's not something material, academic. We're all seeking knowledge. That's what life is about. Anywhere you go, whatever you're doing, you're looking for some knowledge. Maybe it's on YouTube, maybe it's on Facebook, Instagram. I need knowledge. Why? We need to be connected. When we're not connected with our true self and our true origin, we'll never be happy. Never be happy. So Bhagavad Gita, and you all here living in India, the land where Gita was spoken. So it's still, echo is still going on in India. In my part of the world, not so much. Echo, very hard to hear there. Big ocean. Not so much Gita conscious. But here, I see now India, big revolution going on now. Yes, yes. Especially amongst the youth, you all. That's very glorious. So the Gita is where we all unite. All spiritual paths in India, they connect with Gita. Gita is like the central pole. Whatever philosophy, you have to refer to Gita. Otherwise, not accepted. So the Gita is full of so many wonderful instructions. And we were talking about, maybe speaking a little about association, power of good association. So that's what this is about, the Mahatma, the great soul. And that's what is encouraged and required for us to advance in Krishna consciousness, is good association, and especially association of Mahatmas, great souls. So there's some different angles we can look at this, but the power of association, good association, let's see, what is the qualities of the association? Always chanting my glories. All day we're chanting. Prabhupada says the birds, they wake up, they start chanting, where's food? We hear the animals. There's many animals in Delhi, all different species. They all make different noises. Also, human being has a tongue for making noise, but we're not meant to make the same noise as the animals. Most society today, maybe they're just making same human noise. Unless it's infused with spiritual consciousness, it's just like the animal noises. The animal, the dog, he's barking. This is my garbage. You stay away. And then the human, if he's not practicing spiritual life, he says, hey, this is my shop. Wait until the big sale on Friday. Everything discount. It's the same talking going. But the Mahatma, Satatam Kirtayanto Mam, always glorifying the Lord. So this is what we want to do, not just with our words, with our body, our mind, our soul, our whole being. That's our potential. That's like a seed. We're like a seed. When we practice bhakti, that seed can flourish. We're like a container, like a vessel. Until we get deep spiritual, it's like empty. Once we start adding spiritual life, then it becomes full. Anything else, it's not really you. Big job, big salary, inside empty. Just empty cup. Could be very nice cup. Golden cup, but empty. What's value? But you can have some small paper cup, but it can be full of charnamrita. Then that cup is much more glorious, right? Same with us. Whatever we fill in, it's going to come out. So we should be the pride of our family, of our culture, country, our society, the world, and ultimately Krishna's gift to us, which is the human form of body. Durlabha Manusam Janma. Human body very rare. We already went through all species. We tried enjoying just eating, mating, defending. It didn't give us happiness. After so long, now we came here, human life. So this is the juncture. Now you have a chance. You can go out of this world to a superior world. Don't be afraid. Sometimes we think, oh no, I'm gonna go. Where I will go, I don't know. It's like getting on a train, you don't know where destination is. They just get on. This is where you want to go. I don't know, should I go on? I like it here. If you take that train from Delhi to Golok, you'll be so happy. Don't worry, you won't miss anything. Delhi is nothing compared to Golok. In all ways, we're conditioned to being thinking this is a good place to stay and hang out. Make a difference for the politics or whatever. But we know we're not the body. So it's like this whole realm, it's not as it seems. It's not as, you know, playing video games? Yes, youth, everyone knows video games. And then you see on the screen some character and you think that's you, that you're playing. I don't know which games you play, or you used to play. Nintendo, no. PlayStation. Any?
We BGMI. We will play mobile games like BGMI and like Free Fire, not PlayStation games.
Computer games.
Yeah.
Computer games, yes. So all these games.
Computer games like Valorant.
Yeah, I missed all this. This is after me. So you're playing all these games. Some people get so absorbed in the games they get addicted. Some friends they had a legitimate computer game, video game addiction. It's like a certified disease now. They got so absorbed in that reality, they forgot who they were. So what are we doing here? Oh, we got so absorbed, Prabhu. We got so entangled. Life after life. We got absorbed in our body, our mind. We thought this is me. We completely forgot who we are. Then, Jeev Jago Go, Chandra Bol, Pratignaja Jao, Ishachi. So, Mahaprabhu came bringing the gift to wake us up. This Mahamantra that we're chanting. We're chanting Hare, but we should chant with attention, not some just nice song. It's not a theme song. It's not a movie song. It's a prayer. We have to chant with attention and hear very carefully the sound. That's your ticket back to Godhead. That's song. So you be careful how you chant. If you get a ticket Let's say you're like Prabhupada and you got one ticket to go to America. How careful with that ticket? Prabhupada probably kept here, maybe he kept in locked box. That's my ticket. I keep very careful. That mantra, that's the ticket. So how careful we should be when chanting japa, focus, always trying to go deeper in nam seva, nam japa, nam kirtan. Yes, it's a whole science. It's a science of sound, a science of mantra, mantra upasana. To worship the mantra. So don't chant with inattention or just whimsically. Always focus, oh, this is my ticket. This is directly Krishna. I can't see Krishna now, but we have the holy name. Satatam kirtayanto mam. So devotee always chanting. Any opportunity we can take a chance. If you have one spare moment, you're waiting for a bus or train, that time you can chant. You can pray to spiritual master, the guru, anytime. No rules. That's the glory of the Harinam. Harinam, no time, place, circumstance. Anytime. Kirtaniya Sadahari. Yatantascha Vrata, fully endeavoring. Fully endeavoring. Who's fully endeavoring in bhakti? It's not so easy. But we see out there many people are fully endeavoring for money, for politics. Many people are very fully endeavoring. Wow, they wake up before us, go to sleep after us, eat less than us. They're fully endeavoring. So you do that for Krishna, do that for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, for your Guru, for Prabhupada. Then satisfaction. Yayatma suprasidati. Hoitukiya pratiyata. Unmotivated, uninterrupted seva. That's the platform. So many questions will come. So many questions in spiritual talks. Always question. Only one answer. Yayatma suprasidati. Ahoituki apratiyata bhakti. Without any cause, without cessation. That will solve all your problems. If you can do that. Very fully endeavoring in bhakti, not stopping, and not having some personal desire what you want. Yeah, so we want to come to that stage of being fixed. Right now we're not fixed. Someday we're feeling happy in bhakti, someday we're feeling sad. It's like that. But keep on going, fully endeavoring, taking up the mercy of the dust of Prabhupada's feet, which is the preaching. Haribol. The lotus feet of the dust. Lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada for us means preaching. Yes. Krishna Budesh. Share the message of Krishna. Of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's it's like our fuel. Fuel for chanting, fuel for reading. If you go, but you have a nice car but no fuel, you cannot go anywhere. So even though we have highest philosophy, you have Gita, you have Srimad Bhagavatam, 10 cantos, 12 cantos, 10th canto, you have smiling face of Krishna, all the Leelas, Vrindavan, everything is there. It's right there on your computer. It's on your phone now. But you cannot taste if there's not enough fuel. So that's our seva, going out trying to serve the mission. The more we do that, then wow, we can find out what was this I have in my hands. How much power this book. This is not just a book. This is a transcendental reality. Each page, it can bring you into the spiritual world when you read the books. But it doesn't happen automatically. You have to work for it. You have to try to fully endeavor. Same with holy name. It's like a Chintamani jewel. But if you don't have the mercy to access it, then it will stay locked up somewhere in your bead bag, somewhere there, hanging there. Namasyantas chamam bhaktya. Offering obeisances. Offering obeisances not just with the body, but with the soul. To accept Krishna's superiority. To put ourselves under Krishna and not to try to compete with Krishna. Compete with Krishna means I'm the controller, I'm the authority, I'm the boss, I'm the best. That's what our very subtle false ego is doing, subconscious. That's our problem. We have this subconscious ego. I know better. So therefore we're trained. This is a training center. We're trained how to come under. It's more better under. Like if there's a raging storm, we want to be on the top. The top you'll just get smashed. You get all the rain, the wind, everything. But if you go, the animals, they go very deep, then it's very nice and calm. So often we have problem in bhakti, we have some conflict with another devotee or authority, someone we don't like, why he said this, why they said that. It's destroying so many communities and temples. Conflict. We maybe did not yet learn how to go under. When you go more under, you'll be more peaceful, more happy. You'll get the nectar. But when we're trying to get up and up on top, get a higher position, get more respect, or make others follow us, everything, then it's always a storm. No peace. Chanting, but only thinking about some problem. Going deep under, putting everyone up, okay, you better, you're higher, you know more, you're superior than me. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Mahaprabhu said, Janada Pisuni Chena, Taroda Pisuni, Manina Manina Kirtaniya Sadhana. This is the formula. You should wear this around the neck. It's very simple. It's simple formula, but very hard to apply. But this is a whole process of bhakti yoga we can put in this nutshell. Janada Pisuni Chena. Be more humble, very tolerant. So many problems will come when we try to practice bhakti, maybe parents, old friends, whatever, government, nature, mind. Can you tolerate it? Can you keep going in this highest path? It's our only dharma. It's the only reason we're here. No other reason we're here. No, there's nothing else to do. Don't worry, there's nothing else to do. Only this. Advance in spiritual life. Advance in devotional service. Everything else is just Maya. So why we're influenced that? Because we have bad association. We're listening too much to Maya. And Maya is taking shelter in materialistic people. So when they speak to us, we think, oh, I don't have a job. Oh no. They're right. Oh, I'm in Maya. Why? Because that's Maya. Don't serve Krishna. Come. Stay in material world. Take birth again and again. Kick you. So we're listening. If we're listening very carefully to what they say, then we cannot go back. We'll stay here. But when you hear it from devotees, Sadatam Kirtanayatam, always chanting, always talking about Krishna, and they're saying, invitation, please come back. Come discover who you really are. Isn't that a nice ideal? To discover who I really am. What's more important than discovering who I am? Who I really am. Not this false identification. This one's changing. This one's American. This one's Indian. That one's Chinese. All different. Just different dresses. The soul is still sleeping. So, Nitya Yukta Upasate. These great souls perpetually worship me with devotion. That's our shelter. Imagine being always absorbed, perpetually worshiping the Lord in devotion. All your satisfaction, all your needs, everything can be met if we can worship the Lord perpetually with devotion. That's what we need. We don't need anything else. You have no need for anything but Atmaram, satisfied in the soul. Be satisfied worshiping Krishna. Therefore, the great souls, they have very little in this world. They don't have much. They don't have, sometimes, they don't have big house. Maybe they don't have house. They may not have anything. In India, in this culture, you see many are wandering mendicants. Sometimes great souls, they only have one coping. how it's possible, but they're so satisfied. So it's the proof. The real happiness, it's not coming. So when you go to this class in school, you have to always have your higher spiritual intelligence. I'm hearing this, all this practical knowledge, but this is not the real thing. This is not the real solution for life or purpose. This is not the goal of life. And nowadays, most everything is just based on money. That's why they want you to join their program, to represent them, join their company, so they can use you for money, which means the desire for sense gratification. So that's why this world is not a nice place. It's all based on what I can get out of you. But then we meet devotees, and devotees, we see they're different. Oh, they want to give, they don't want to take. It's different. So that's why we need that good association. Yeah, we need to find those role models, friends, mentors, those who really inspire us. It's very important. That can be like our guiding light when we go through life. If we're going through school or job, we keep a light, you know, like the captains. They used to look at the stars for their guidance. So the devotees, Vaishnavas, that help keep us in line. So there's so many nice points, but I'd like to hear from you if there's any questions. Maybe anyone has any questions so far. In your practice of bhakti, if there's any.
So, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. First of all, my name is also Krishna. So, being a student, my life seems to fluctuate sometimes in respect of spirituality. Sometimes there is the intense in the spirituality, and sometimes I feel that I'm just doing casually spiritual things like chanting and reading books. So how can we very advanced in spiritual world, having all these things balanced, like being a son of mother, so I also have to accomplish the needs of my mother, that achieve some material goals such as money you are talking about, because without money, like, we cannot even survive in this world. So by this, how can we advance in the spiritual world? That's my question. Being a student, in short.
Yeah. Well, it seems nowadays education is recommended to get, even for brahmacharis. Like in one temple in Chowpatty, they say first you finish all your schooling, then you become brahmachari.
At least
So-
graduation.
At least graduation. So that can help you for future of your life. But ultimately, there's choices we have to make in life. There's different sacrifices we have to make, and everything will be based on our past life samskaras. How much shraddha we have now, how much faith. We may not have so much faith in this process that I can really dedicate myself 100% fully. Some may have that. They may come in contact with this, they may say, this is what I've been waiting for. This is the best, this is all I want to do. I don't need anything else. I'm so inspired, I want to just dedicate myself fully. That's another option. So we, after a few years, then we get some idea where I'm what's my level of shraddha, my faith from my past life, which direction. And then we should just pursue that direction. If we feel that direction more like, okay, I know I'm gonna have to give, I know I need to have a spouse, to have a wife and kids, then we should be a proper grihastha. There's no problem. But grihastha should be responsible. It's more difficult, not easier, more difficult. Many great Vaishnavas in our line are grihasthas. They have family, children, job, sometimes 10 children. But they're very strict. So this is the training now, how to develop strictness, discipline, Goswami, control the senses. Yeah. So that's the training phase, And that prepares us for future. So then if we have our education that we can pursue, we should dutifully carry out our duties for work. At the same time, if we have family, and we're also doing all duty-based family duties like this. But morning and evening, we come together and we do chanting. We hear, we read together. Morning time, we do morning sadhana. Evening time, again, that balances that grihastha life. So when you read Krishna book, you can read about Krishna's daily activities. It's so beautiful. And it's explained that Krishna is showing as an example how one can enjoy unlimited happiness even in family life when they follow very carefully dharma. Now it's hard in this society because society is very low. But it's possible. It just takes a lot of self-control and good association. Then some may feel that why I should get so entangled in all this, why I should have this great opportunity. And yes, everyone has to work, but I can just work for Krishna. Everyone needs money. But the verses in Gita, Ananyas Chintayantam Mam Yejana Paripashate, Tesham Nityabhyutam Yogakshamam. I'll provide whatever you like. If you fully surrender to me, no problem. Krishna's not poor. Your boss might be poor, your parents might be poor, Krishna is not poor. The money might run out from the job, from the family, it might run out. But Krishna is Lakshmi Devi, she's always there. Krishna is always there, he never run out of anything. So some may feel like, if I surrender to Krishna, he takes care of me. There's no lack. So like this, gradually now we're training. I'm not sure which way I go yet, but I need to control myself. I need to not get sucked into the YouTube and the Facebook and the phone unnecessarily. This is, I think, the biggest problem nowadays, the phone. Why we're so slave to the phone. Sometimes we cannot go a few minutes without looking at the phone. Is it true? Yeah, this is our master now. We surrender to this instead of Krishna. You know, you might be surprised, 10 years ago it wasn't like this. 15, 20 years, there was no phone. We cannot even imagine today not having smartphone. Yeah, and one generation back, no such thing. There was no problems, no big calamity, everything was going on just fine. So this generation has big disease, phone disease. It will soon be a medical disease. Just like they have the computer game addiction.
Yeah.
The only problem is everyone's addicted, so they don't write about it because everyone has the disease. So that, I think, is a big thing. We're too much obsessed with that. If we could just take those few minutes and study one shloka, read one book, chant one extra round, we can reconnect with Krishna at that time. The point is that time is very sacred. We think time is no big deal. If we have some spare time, we just waste it. We just talk something unessential, or we just speculate, or we just go on our phone. That minutes Krishna gave you, you wasted it. Then we're feeling, oh, there's no time. Krishna gave us the time, we missed it. We wasted it. But those devotees, when they use it, oh, I have a few minutes, they find, oh, I have so much time. The time is relative. It will expand. When you use your time for Krishna, you get more time. You have this experience?
Yes, sir.
Sometimes you're using the time very good. Say, oh, it's only 3 o'clock. Oh my God. But if you're not doing that, you think, oh, it's already 3 o'clock. Oh. It's a mystical thing. So the time management is pretty key. This is a big training that we should be doing now. And then we can gradually advance. So for students, I know it's difficult. We have all the school things, but also we do what's needed. Especially even if you have a job, Prabhupada says at most one can work 8 hours. One should not work more than 8 hours. Prabhupada's saying like that. Why? Because we're not here to work. We're here to serve and love Krishna, worship Krishna. So regulation, yukta hara viharasya. We try to get regulated. We try to conserve our time. there's many things. And ultimately, all of this culminates in the chanting, the kirtan. Everything we're doing so we can get deep absorption in holy name. So we should also go into that. Yeah, become nice kirtani for Krishna. Not for anyone out there, not for any devotees, for Krishna. Chant for his pleasure. It's a very beautiful thing to be able to sing for the Lord. And for myself, that's my most important service. That's my most sacred to me service. You cannot always see it. They may not post the scores, or people may not talk about it or appreciate you. But to take shelter in the holy name, that's the point of everything we're doing in sadhana bhakti. So if we're not getting quality time for chanting, especially kirtan, sankirtan, then we feel like we're just sometimes spinning our wheels. We're doing so much, but we don't get to cash in. We're making a lot of money, but we're not getting the cash. We're not cashing the check. They cash the check when we have very wonderful experience in Harinam Sankirtan. Chanting together, going deep in meditation, calling out to Krishna. That's the spiritual experience that we need to sustain us, encourage us, invigorate us in bhakti. Thank you. Anyone else?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Very well.
Prabhuji, if we get fever, so there is the symptoms where you can easily get when your body get warm, so you can easily find out you got fever. In the same way, Prabhuji, is there any symptoms where Krishna is satisfied by giving your services and spirituality?
Krishna is satisfied by your service.
Yeah.
The symptom is you feel great satisfaction inside. You be your own barometer. How you're feeling in your heart can tell you if Krishna is satisfied. I'm not feeling so good or inspired. Krishna may not be satisfied. Now, on one hand, Krishna loves all of us. It's very difficult to understand, but Krishna has unlimited love for the jivas, for the souls. No matter what we do. But he wants to give us such a special gift that he wants to make us work hard for it. He's training us. So he has something so valuable, we say, yeah, that's good, sure, I'll take Krishna Prema. It's not so serious. Then likely he won't give them. If someone is very eager and honest and begging, then those are the ones who receive from Krishna that sacred gift. So there's always the karuna of Lord, but he wants to see us applying ourselves to really appreciate that mercy. So that's what we said, Yayatma Suprasidati. This means the soul will be satisfied. And when we do some big seva or serve some devotee or do some preaching activity, then we feel so much mercy coming to us. Krishna, Lord Chaitanya, spiritual master are satisfied. So that's what we live on. It's like our food. We want to always find out how we can get that. Is that okay?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Like as you beautifully mentioned that all the transcendental pastimes of Lord Sri Krishna, his Roop, his Gun, his Leelas are on our laptop and phones. But we don't have taste now, right? But initially when we come in contact with devotees or in devotion, in the process of devotion, it feels like, this is what I was hankering for eternally. And our heart gets completely satisfied. But as it may be for a month or some years also, but as long as we are in devotion, the satisfaction goes down, the taste goes down. But I don't know why this happened.
There's different factors, but it's not like this is a rule. This has to happen. It's not a rule that happens. No, I'm just thinking. We may not be applying ourselves to our full potential. Like, if that's the most important thing to us, then we should give ourselves fully to that. Are we doing that? If we're doing that, then probably we won't be asking this question, because Krishna will be showering his mercy, but we may not be giving ourselves fully. So why should we not give ourselves fully? That's my question. Like, every culture is unique. There's cultural patterns, nuances. So you look at our movement in the early days. When people came to Krishna consciousness, that's what they did. They came to Krishna consciousness and they didn't do anything else. They just took shelter of Krishna. They gave everything up. They were so blissed out. After a few years, it wasn't going down. It was going up and up and up and up. And we maybe were maintaining like so many things, so many obligations. It's a surrender. Krishna wants to see the surrender. If someone fully surrenders, they go up. They feel more and more enlivened. So, I like to speak a little strong sometimes, so forgive me if it's a little bit strong or anything. And I'm also practicing in a brahmacharya ashram, so I have that mood. But as I mentioned, this is in any path you go. But why not give ourselves fully? Why are we holding back? What are we holding back? What are we so attached to in the material world? If we really give ourselves fully, that means we can go out, do some big preaching. We can become a book distributor, distribute books every day. And some of my friends, they make so much money doing book distribution. They have bigger jobs than most people just by distributing books. Or there's Sankirtan parties going out now. It's December marathon. So how many of us have gone out on a traveling Sankirtan party that we should experience? Yeah, that's like a full immersion camp. And we're always doing two things at once. We're doing our job in bhakti, we're doing our school in bhakti, our work in bhakti. And we're kind of like split, It's kind of like I'm half here, half there. So that enthusiasm, those who jump, we have a phrase, jump in the pool. If they jump in the pool, then they get wet, then they feel a lot of enthusiasm. So it's difficult, I know it's difficult, but look at all the great souls, they just fully surrendered. Whatever they were doing, they just said, okay, whatever. I serve my Guru, I serve Prabhupada. And whatever Prabhupada wanted, they did. They go here, go to this country, go to this village, go to this, do that. So they kept getting more and more inspiration. Then many took sannyas, then many accept disciples. It's continuing on. Not that those are required, but the point is that their inspiration was going up in those examples. So we may not be applying ourselves fully, I would say.
Yes.
Anybody want? So, boy, I have one question. Boy, I am pretty practicing Krishna consciousness like last 10 years. Still, sometimes enthusiasm go down, and I feel sometimes I have not developed that much taste for the chanting holy name. So my question is how I know the importance of chanting, the reading. I read the Krishna Leelas in many books also, but still sometimes enthusiasm goes down, and sometimes I feel like I don't have taste for the chanting and Krishna Katha. So how can I develop this thing?
Everything is based on association. Maybe if we're around people who are not very inspired, we may not be very inspired. It's like contagious. The moods whoever we're with. So if we really want to go deep, you have to find very deep devotees. You have to be connected with someone who's very deep, otherwise how will we become deep? So we have our spiritual master, our mentors, but also we see inside our heart, am I getting what I need? There's no lack. Krishna has millions of devotees just waiting to give their association. So, are we really desiring that? We need very good friends, very good seniors to help us on the path. And there's managerial authority and there's also spiritual authority. So eventually we need to find for myself what inspires me. Not that because officially this person is my mentor, that officially I have to take their mood. I have a spiritual choice, who inspires me. So the good association is the key. Everything comes from there. And we may be, as you said, doing our seva and things that sometimes we're not so inspired. It's also natural. We should not also expect that every day I'm going to be, jumping on the moon. Of course, if we have very powerful association and we're fully surrendered to the mission, then we can also feel it's also possible, Some devotees are very inspired every day. So everything will depend on our past life, sukriti, how much we can progress in this life at what point. But the secret is that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. We have to try to access. Yeah, he's the secret. Gaur-Nitai. So we may have people around us, we may be in a community, but are the devotees really tasting what our philosophy is about? We can speak so much. If we don't have realization, it's not enough. It's not enough, right? So if you're very sincere in your heart, then Krishna sends you the good association you need. That's the idea.
Second question for you.
Yeah.
So just we want to hear again about you, Prabhuji. How did you come in Krishna consciousness? So last time I heard, so that was most inspiring for me also. So just because devotees are new community, so you can briefly tell about you, Prabhuji. How did you come and what is inspired you most to join Krishna consciousness? And after 15 years, you are so enthusiastic and so magnificent and preaching all over the world, moving all over the world. So how all this thing happening? So what is the secret behind all this thing? What is the that force? So that much you have enthusiasm. So that secret, if you will tell, you can also develop enthusiasm. That.
Okay, I'm not sure. I told last time about this. Remember?
No,
No.
not fully reflect. You have
Basically, I mean, I grew up in near Washington D.C.
Yeah.
and I was just like a normal American, which means completely engaged in sinful, illicit, sense gratificatory activities. Like, it's hard to understand in India how fallen, like how low
Really,
culture we
after
have. No, I'm
seeing-
telling you. So like this, our school, there's not much spiritual and things like that. It's a very materialistic society. So I was just going through that, and yeah, at a certain point I had some realization that what am I doing? Everything is pointless. There's no point.
That time?
It's all useless. So then I realized, what am I doing? Like, this is no value. So that inspired in me a deeper search of life. This is called stepping outside the box. our whole conditioning in life, they tell you you're the body, you have to follow the conveyor belt, follow the routine. But at some point we have to grow up and say, what's the point of this? Why? So I had some experience like that. And that brought me into spirituality more. I was raised Christian, where we go to church once a week, and that gave some good ideas about God and love of God, but it wasn't applicable, it wasn't serious for me, until I realized, hey, what's the point of my life? Then it became important. So like this, we can also extrapolate that to people today. Unless they have that tato brahma jigyasa inquiry, even if you live next to a temple, it doesn't matter to you. We try to awaken that sense of inquiry, to get our brain, our consciousness, our soul to think more. So then I started exploring some Christian teachings. And, Prabhupada says Christianity, he says Jesus is pure devotee. He's like our guru. There's a lot of wisdom in that tradition. And I got very inspired by that and went into that. But then one day I go to my brother's room, my older brother, and he has one book on meditation. It's on Buddhism. It's on Zen Buddhism. It's called Zen Mind, Beginner's Mind. So I look at this book, it's talking about meditation. Wow. So I go to my backyard and I try meditating one time. And I had an amazing experience. First time, it was like, wow, it's real. It was so amazing, and then I was thinking, hey, what about Christianity? So then I got confused. I said, hey, what's going on here? Everything they taught is different, everything they say is different. Now I have to reconcile it, I have to find out. So then I started studying a lot of different religions. What does this one think? What does that one think? What do they all think? Then I got to Hinduism, reading all these gurus and yogis and swamis. Wow, they're all different. Everything is different, everyone's different. Wow, what to do? Woo. My head was spinning. So then I was going to university that time, and my father, he told me, okay son, for your schooling, I have enough money to pay for 2 years. Because in America, university is very expensive.
Yeah.
If you go out of the States, at that time, now it's more, probably it's 20,000 US for 1 year. So he said, I have 2 years for you. After that, you have to take some debt or take some loans like that. Okay, no problem. So I went there, I studied religion and philosophy. This is what I want to study. Now I'm in school, I'm studying all the different religions, I'm a very good student because I'm studying what I like to study. I'm getting all A's, all top marks, very fun. And then I get some problem in my life. Some suffering comes, some relationship breaks. It was very hard. It may not be in the way you're thinking. Because I think everyone is thinking something, but it's not like that. It's something else. So I got some suffering, some deep suffering, and it made me cry out, it made me call out to God very sincerely. Then some magic came in my life. Some mercy, compassion, karuna. So much mercy I felt like showering on me, flowing on me. And then, this is very interesting, but then that time, I was getting into mantras and things, and I started hearing this Gayatri mantra. Now, some Gayatri mantra, you're not supposed to speak loud the Gayatri mantra, it's a sacred mantra. But the one I'm hearing, it's not exactly the full Gayatri mantra, because that, if you hear it, it's considered like offense. But this one is a very beautiful recording of about 95%, you could say. So then I'm feeling very inspired. Some inspiration is coming to me like I should believe, I should give this up. So then I go and I told my parents I'm taking some time off school, leaving the school now. And I'm going on an adventure. So I'm going into forest. I'm going to the woods because in America there's big trail from top US to south. It takes 6 months to walk. So then I just learn how to do it. I get a big backpack and I just go in the woods. And I'm living there. And I'm cooking little bits, walking every day, living in the trees, no people. Some people are there because it's a trail. But that's the time for me, and I have 2 books, Bhagavad Gita and Upanishads. And I'm just reading, meditating, doing yoga. Sometimes I'm standing on my head. People say, hey, what's he doing? So I just get to live in the woods. Very blissful time. That's like my time with Krishna. I don't know Krishna yet, but I know God. So now I'm feeling connected with God. I can just think of God all day. I don't have to think about anything. So then after a 6 months journey, then I told my parents, now I'll do some volunteer work. I go to South America. South America's there, and I get a volunteer job to teach English to the children. But I only have one plan. I'm going there to meditate, because that's all I like. I like doing meditation. So then I'm there, and I'm traveling, I'm meeting different people, I'm still studying. And then I find some, one of Prabhupada's books. There's some poster there for some program, some event, some music event. I go there and they have Prabhupada's books. I say, oh, I know these books. I've heard about this Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. But all books are in Spanish language. So I said, do you have English books? They said, no. I said, okay. So I continue on. And I'm still studying different things. And one time I find some video, and one very advanced devotee is teaching this mantra. Go Ranga. Go Ranga. Go Ranga. Go. So little by little I'm learning about this. And then different things are happening, you know. It was it's kind of like a spiritual adventure, meeting different people, everyone's doing some different spiritual practice. And little by little I'm getting more connected, you know. So then I go to one used bookstore in different country, Ecuador, and then I buy my first book of Prabhupada. It's called Renunciation Through Wisdom. Anyone read this book? It's a different name in Hindi or Bengali. It's a very heavy book. Because that time I'm kind of like an impersonalist. You know? I'm meditating on Brahman. Prabhupada says, these rascals, lowest of mankind, the impersonalists, the demons. I'm thinking, why is so heavy? So heavy. But I like this book, I keep it with me. Then my trip is done, I go back to US. And I think now I'm in Washington, D.C. This is like capital of the whole country. There must be so many nice temples here. I must go to a temple. Maybe there's a Buddhist temple. So I look for a temple and I see free vegetarian feast. Hare Krishna temple. I said, okay, let's go. It was only very close to my house. Just 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes from my house. But I had no idea because I wasn't seeking at that time. So then I go there, and I said, wow. And I'm feeling already like I know this for me is what I've been looking for. Even before I go inside, I'm feeling like this is it, like I found it. And then I go and I have a wonderful experience. There's kirtan, I'm spinning and I'm feeling like, wow. And then I meet some devotees. They say, hey, we have this program. Why don't you come to our program? So I started going to a weekly program like that. Then I got involved with devotees. I'm not sure if that's the story you were thinking of or you knew or if it's interesting or not, but that's a little bit about some of my journey, you know. I hope that helps you somehow.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we all have our story that Krishna is orchestrating so many things for us to come to Him. It's different for each one of us, but He's giving that invitation, you know. So we should try to, let's see how far we can go, how much we can accept it. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, and the last question. By the grace of Krishna, you have beautifully touched so many souls. My question is that, like, you have been in the spirituality for so many years. So, do you ever feel now sometimes that you are, even though you are doing well, and the mind comes up with the thought that you are not doing well in spirituality. You have to get back on toes towards the spirituality more. Do you feel ever?
Do I have to be more spiritual? That I'm not good enough?
Yeah.
Well, Prabhuji, when we look at the prayers of our acharyas, this is their whole mood. I'm not doing enough. I'm very fallen. And you know what? That's the secret. Unless we're feeling that, we cannot really progress. So yes, we feel like I'm very far from the goal. I'm very contaminated. I'm very useless. I'm very lazy. Everything. But Nityananda and Gauranga are very merciful. So they'll shower their mercy if we have humble heart. We're never feeling like, yes, I'm very good now. Now I'm a good devotee. That means that Maya got us. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Bhagavad Gita says ki
Jai.
Premanandi.
Hari Hari Bol.
Anybody want to ask any question?
I think, how are we doing on time? What time after we have another engagement, so we should also keep track of time.
Okay.
What do we have now? Would you do maybe kirtan and then prasad or something? Or
Prasad,
what do you think?
Prasad, if anybody want to meet personally, Prabhuji, so
Prasad is ready now?
yes.
Yeah. It's 3:30, it's correct time?
Prabhu, offer.
Prasad will take 10-15 minutes for Bhoga.
Make offering. Yeah.
So
You can
in
do
between anybody, any
Or
devotee.
we can do some more kirtan.
Yeah.
Do you have harmonium?
No, sir.
Oh, that's a problem. We have nice harmonium, we should have brought it.
Hare Krishna.
We should get for the center one harmonium.
Yes, sir.
It's possible. We can contact the temple.
Yes, sir.
They should help provide.
They will follow.
So they'll make offering in 10 minutes? Yeah. Sooner, because then we may have to go soon. So whenever it's ready, sooner better.
Prabhu, here or there? Wake up. जगा दूं? Okay.
Hare Krishna.